and the M30 candle is now closed. It closed like this. It wicks below first, and if it breaks above the high, there is a very high probability we will continue moving up in this 18 pips range, and we are looking for buys above 164.200, but at this point we are just waiting. Let's look at gold. In gold, there is bank holiday in US, so we may not see enough volume in gold, but we will do our analysis at this point. So the monthly candle is basically rejecting from this area of rejection, I would say, but we will look to see in weekly. The weekly candle closed below all the to the problems to the left hand side, but it closed with a rejection. So the current weekly candle can move up and then continue moving down, but it we are very unsure about at this point, so we are just waiting, and we will look to see what other time frames indicate us. If we look at daily, the daily candle closed with a huge rejection to the downside, and it closed with no wick to upside. So at this point, and by looking at daily time frame, it is very uncertain where prices can keep moving. If we look at H4, we have support formation at 117.90 area, and we have some resistance at 1822 area, but we need to look at smaller time frame because it is 300 pips of range. If we look at smaller time frame, we can find a resistance at this area. If we are able to break and close above 1813, there is a probability for prices to keep pushing up in this 100 pips of range, but we are just waiting. We have support at 1807 area, and if we readjust our zone by looking at smaller time frame, in M30 there is support at 1805 area, there is resistance at 1812. If we break above 1812, we can potentially keep moving up to 1822 area, and if we break below 1805, we can potentially keep moving down till 1800 area. So we have basically found out what we will execute on, but at this point we are just waiting. and there is very high probability for prices to keep pushing till 164.200 area, but we are looking to see how prices will react at 164.200 area, and we might execute a bias above to potentially hit 165 area, but we are just waiting. There is some sort of volume present in GBP JPY, that is why it is pushing up, but at this point we are waiting. In gold, I am looking for shorts below 1805 area till 1800 area if I find the pattern that I wanted to see at 1805, but at this point I am just waiting. We have resistance at 1812 and we have support at 1800. Now there is very high probability for prices to touch 164.200 area and even keep pushing up till 165.200 area, but we are just waiting. So at this point we are just waiting. There will be lot of patience involved and today, and if we may not find an accurate entry today, so but I will be here and I will watch market in my trading time. It is up to you. If you wanted to leave stream you can, it's okay for me. H4 candle will close in 2 hours, and yes, basically at this point we are just waiting to see if we can get the entry below, sell below 163.200 area, almost like 80 pips away. So my pattern, the pattern that I have worked on, only indicates sells below 163.200 if we keep pushing down, but that may not happen today because today is low volume day, and also 163.200 is 76 pips away from current market prices. So I will rather wait, and I am looking to see if I can find something else, some other pattern that works in trending markets. For example, if we look at gold on Friday, we were able to capture this buy trade anywhere around this area. But the problem is whenever market keeps trending down like this, I can't I'm unable to find entry. So I basically need to work on that and find how can I find some sort of entry by trading in this area. Same thing the previous day, I was very sure when the prices were here. If we look at our London session live stream, I was way too sure that prices will keep pushing down. They dropped like 100 pips, but I was unable to find any entry in this area. So I am basically working at this point to find entries in this type of market structure, and also I am unable to find entry in this type of market structure when prices gives little to no, I would say, retracement. So basically we have just three patterns. The patterns that I have explained in 27th June live stream and 1 July live streams, and I will just only trade based on those patterns, but in the meantime I am also trying to add patterns in the type of market structure that usually appears, but I am unable to trade those type of market structure so far. So I am working to find some patterns that will work in that type of market structure. For that, I am I need to work on, I need to watch market more. So we are just waiting at this point. If we look at M30, yes, so it seems like M30 has done fake out above this area, but the point is we can't enter short until we break below 163.200 area. Yes, there is no short still. So at this point we are just waiting. There is nothing that we can do about that. If we look objectively, there is also a zone at 1808 area. Today is Monday, also the first Monday of July month. So maybe start of week and also start of month. So I will be very careful at this point. However, if we look at calendar, I am expecting some sort of move four in four in next 4 days. However, Monday can be slow. This current H4 candle is pushing below without creating an upper wick. Maybe we can find some sort of entry, but at this point we are just waiting. If we look at the previous day, I want to see why prices move down with so much volume, almost 180 pips, as I was expecting some sort of, yes, I was looking at this range, I was expecting a resistance at 163.500 and other resistance 163.200 and other, sorry, these are all supports and another support at 163. So prices didn't respect any of those supports. 163.500 was first support, it didn't respect it. That 163.200 was second and 163 was third support. Prices moved with the volume by breaking all those support levels. I wanted to see why that happened. We look at M30. Once we created a fake out above this area 163.900, so this entry right below here is based on sorry, right below here will be based on pattern 1. If we executed on that entry, we could have secured like 100 pips from this trade, but this is the way things are. I need to be more objective with my patterns. I need more information, more focus and more objectivity in my analysis. So we are just waiting at this point. So the H1 candle in GBP has closed a bullish candle. M30 candle, if we look at, has closed like this. So still the trend is bullish. Still I am expecting prices to keep pushing up. In M15 we have tested 163.800 area, and there is very high probability if we break above this candle high at 164, we can keep pushing up till 50-60 pips. If we look at H1, we have some problems at 164.